It's here! After the long-awaited time, Rewind Rumble Season 2 is finally out. I was hoping to have Warlord help me start off this season, but he's, only thing I could come up with is late. So let's end the formalities and... Last second again? Hey, just come to the studio, door's unlocked.
Hey Rewind, I'm here for our weekly session of Ultra Crash Relatives Ultra.
Oh, that was today?
Yeah, you know, the game we've played every day at this time for the last few years.
I'm really sorry, I'm really sorry. I've just been distracted with my show and all, and...
I'm sorry, it's fine. You don't have to do it. I didn't mean to make it sound like that. Wait, you have a show?
Yeah, I was supposed to have Warlord on as co-host, but I can't figure out where he is, so would you want to do it with me? We need something else to do other than play video games.
Yeah, I guess so. What kind of show is it?
Right, well it's like, we take two cartoon characters, or video game, comics, anime characters, and more fictional characters like that, and we explain them to people and then have them fight.
Oh, alright, this sounds neat. Who we got today?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Dragons, large reptilian mythical creatures that have found their way into human lore for thousands of years. But when it comes to the most entertaining fire breathers, these two definitely take the cake. Toothless, the almighty Night Fury, with roars of lightning bringing eternal fear to the Vikings, who swore to hunt down any and all dragons, and Spyro.
Did you say Spyro?
Yeah, Spyro from the Spyro series.
More like Spyro, my husband. That was my game growing up. Have you played Reignited Trilogy?
No, I couldn't afford it.
Me neither.
Anyways, you ready to start?
Hell yes, I'm even more pumped now.
Alright, go ahead and give your intro.
Oh, right. My name is Serina Vegas, and I'm AR's neighbor. Was that good?
Okay, that was my fault. No, an intro is kinda like your opening to a show, specific to you. Like mine is usually, I'm your host, Animation Rewind. You know, like a catchphrase, something you're okay with saying over and over again.
Hi everyone, I'm Serina. Derived from a Latin word, which means, yes, it means calm. Though it's ironic, as you can see. It's an honor to meet you people either way. Aw, that's so cheesy. It's adorable.
Okay, that sounds good. And now to transition to the next screen, we both need to say, today we Rewind Rumble. Today, we find out who truly is the best among the dragons. Today, we need to say this part together. Today we
What is up, everyone on the interwebs? My name is the Warlord. I'm sorry I'm late, but I had to know what would happen if I put a diabetic god of destruction in real-world Egypt during them pharaoh times. The experiment was a failure. I can still hear their screams. Oh, was I interrupting something?
What are you talking about? Where were you?
Omniverse, outerverse, time and space, fictional worlds, Thanos' colon, the real world, and streaming with a killer of Stevens. But about an hour before I came here, a tear in time had pulled me away while I was on my way here, and I had to relive all of human history! Don't look in the history books, because some people see me as a demon, some people see me as a god, and all of them write hurtful things about me. It's not as bad as the YouTube comment section, but still, hurt my feelings. Oh, and as it turns out, I was Jack the Ripper this whole time! Can't convict me if I outlive them all. I also signed the Declaration of Independence. As it turns out, I'm decent at war.
After this episode, we're going to fix this. Do you understand?
Mom! I mean, I won't be doing that. But you're free to go back and fix it. It's only a couple thousand of years of my history to clean up. Now, what did you want me for here again? Time has become irrelevant, and I forgot a couple of things after the year 20.
Wait a minute. So, if you could manipulate time as you say, how are you still late?
Shh, we have a video to do.
I thought you couldn't remember.
Begin thy episode.
But
why are we still talking about this? Come on, people, we have a schedule to keep. Let's go, go, go!
Today we Rewind Rumble!
So, who's the redhead? Kinda reminds me of Belle Delphine, except taller, an American, and with red hair. And, okay, she reminds me nothing of her, but who is she?
This is Serina. She's my
Girlfriend. Got it.
No, she's...
Rewind, there's no need to be embarrassed. If anything, I'm proud of you. Finally manning up, having a place in the world. It makes me proud. Anyway, what's this fight about? Then two people and have them fight. Red says neat. Ah! Dragons! Amazing creatures they are. I even carry a little dragon with me for my travels.
Is that dude?
No, it's a baby dragon. His name is Yum Yums, and he's a very healthy reptilian. Aren't you, Yum Yums?
Is it dead?
Don't tell him. He's acting weirder than usual. I think he can't tell.
Mr. Yum Yums isn't dead. He's just sleeping. He can't fly right now, but he's great at flying in space. Don't listen to them, Yum Yums. They're just jealous. Wait, shouldn't we be talking about Toothless?
Yeah, I'll start with the Toothless origin, then after I finish, you can do the same with Spyro. Sounds good?
Okie dokie.
Toothless is a night fury, a dragon feared by all Vikings in the land. And they have a reason too. Toothless is capable of overpowering Vikings and larger dragons with his strength alone. He can easily lift weights over 400 pounds for an entire day, and he didn't even get tired. It is presumed that Toothless lived in the Dragon's Nest on Dragon Island along with all the other dragons that would raid Berk, and was hatched around 15 years before the events of the first film. As the only known Night Fury, he remains elusive, carrying out strategic and lethal strikes against the Vikings, weaponry rather than steal food like the others. Hiccup, needing some way to prove himself to the rest of the Berk, successfully shoots Toothless down with his Mangler cannon and sends him shrieking from the sky. As a Night Fury, Toothless's intelligence is unrivaled amongst the other dragons and often displays the attributes of an incredibly strategic thinker. Therefore, Toothless's intelligence is abnormally high and is much smarter than most other dragons. Toothless seems to be one of the few dragons who attempts to show creativity, as shown by his repeated attempts at drawing. He can comprehend silent commands via hand signals, and also has been taught by Hiccup to recognize his rider's dragon call as a summon.
Yeah, I could see Toothless making a DeviantArt, but what would he make fan art of?
I really don't want to think about that. Alright, let's go! In the dragon realm, the prophecy tells of a purple dragon, every 10 generations, that will be the hero of the realm. Once the Dark Master Malefor discovered this, he vowed he would prevent Spyro's birth from happening. After being rescued by his guardian dragon Ignitus, he was cast in the river so he could never find him.
Couldn't a predator have easily eaten that egg? Chris Hansen! We need ya!
They never got the chance to because he was adopted by a family of dragonflies.
Welp, they have dragon in their names, so close enough. Good enough for the horses, good enough for me.
After realizing his true heritage, Spyro journeys to find his real family with the help of his brother Sparks. Fun fact, did you know that each of the levels in Spyro Reignited Trilogy were originally inspired by classic cinema?
Oh, interesting.
Oh, and back in Spyro 2, there was a glitch double jump. And the reason Spyro collects gems is because in mythology, dragons collect gems themselves. And years ago, there was a rumor that there was going to be a fourth level based off of Ripto's Rage. But during a live stream, the developers debunked that idea. And a small complaint fans have had about the game is that you don't get an actual reward for completing 100% of the game. And Spyro and Eleanor were actually a thing, and—
Hold up there, Red. You need to calm down. We're going over general backstory and lore, not Spyro's favorite place to enjoy a sandwich.
Sorry.
Moving on from that travesty, while Toothless's becomings are as interesting as a dragon's could be, it's the stats that make 80% of the fight. When it comes to durability and physical force, Toothless has taken his fair share of lickings. A moment I could think of is when he got catapulted, knocking him out of the sky and rocketing into the ground. If we assume that Toothless has a similar body weight to that of a crocodile, the closest weight we could get to dragons, we'd put him against the largest saltwater croc recorded on the planet. We got a height of 4.2 feet, a length of 22 feet, and a weight of 2,640 pounds. Hopefully there are some conversions to the metric system for our overseas viewers. Toothless has a shoulder height of 2.52 feet, not including legs or neck length, and a length of 26 feet. They have about a 1.58 difference in size, meaning Toothless has to weigh around 5,171 pounds, Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, because I didn't include legs or wings. And if we assume Toothless nosedived at his full speed, which is a lowball estimate, say he was going about 300 miles per hour, it would be around 42,124,776 newtons of force slamming into the ground. A little more than 10 times that of a high-speed collision between two 4,000-pound vehicles on the freeway hitting head-on. That's not including the possible acceleration before he hit the ground, the angle he slammed into the ground, or the multiple trees he flew into. You know, the stuff above my pay grade. Not bad for a flying lizard.
What just happened?
Listen, man, if you want to keep it this hosting gig, you gotta have a little more than left in the characters, if you know what I'm saying. Otherwise, we could just pick any greasy fanboy with an anime girl body pillow that has their tent set up on the street beside a GameStop to get the newest game console.
Serina, why don't you show us some of Spyro's strength accomplishments?
Okay. I guess if we were to compare Spyro's base durability, the best version to compare for Spyro is Dark Spyro, who, in terms of durability, survived an exploding core of a planet set off by Malifaux. If we say that this is similar to the Earth's core, meaning a majority of the mass would be made of an iron-nickel alloy, specifically if we go with the paper written by John Morgan and Edward Anders titled Chemical Composition of Earth, Venus, and Mercury, the Earth's core is made of 88.8% iron, 5.8% nickel, 4.5% sulfur, 0.27% cobalt, and 0.62% phosphorus. The total weight of the Earth's core is 1 octillion 980 septillion grams. So you break up each of the percentage weight with these masses, then use each of the atomic masses of these elements to help you find the kilojoules per unit, or kilojoule per mole, which would be how many grams in the atomic number, because the explosion, due to a nuclear fissure, is what the core being destabilized and exploding would be equivalent to. Normally iron and nickel can't do something like this, because these are the most stable elements in the world. Even stars can't rip these out or put them together without dying. The amount of energy needed to cause fusion or fissure with iron or nickel is more than what they'd release. Although, because the cause of destabilization was magic, we can actually overlook this fact. Anyway, after the weight of each element, this is the explosive power of each element, after rounding them down to a more reasonable number. Iron's explosive power is 158 duodecillion kilojoules, nickel's explosive power is 10 duodecillion kilojoules, sulfur's is 8 duodecillion kilojoules, cobalt's at 481 undecillion kilojoules, and phosphorus is 1 duodecillion kilojoules. Combine them together, 177 duodecillion 481 undecillion kilojoules. Convert that to normal joules, and you get 1.77481 times 10 to the power of 41 joules, or rounded up, 43 tenatons of energy.
Hot damn, that's pretty good! Only a few people know the true power of phoenixcot, the chemical composition of the core.
There are other ways of doing this calculation, but combining the amount of the element masses needed, you could get up to even 431 tenatons. Anywhere between these two numbers would be where Spyro's durability would be, and since he put the planet back together, he'd have to also do nuclear fusion on the elements exploding in the core, which does create a larger amount of energy, but not an enormous amount, so magical strength-wise, same goes.
Nice job, Serina. Now, durability isn't all that Spyro has. Spyro also has a very hard head. Literally, his head can crush into giants and knock them down in a single hit. Has many different elemental breaths, including fire, ice, lightning, and earth. Can slow time, and can use the ether. The ether allows him to open portals and heal himself. He can also fly.
There's also the Dark Ether, which gives Spyro the ability to breathe dark ether, release lightning speed melee attacks, and turn enemies into stone. He can also use some telekinesis. There's also Spark the Dragonfly, who gives Spyro a durability boost, short-term invulnerability, and a second chance respawn.
Yeah, that's great and all, Red Dead, but what about his weaknesses?
What?
Weaknesses, you know? His kryptonite, his shortcomings, the reason why he doesn't please that goat chick in the behind. I hope that's what that one is. I don't want to imagine dragons and goats getting it on.
Okay, I get it. Spyro is still young, so he isn't a fully developed dragon, making it harder for him to fly without needed equipment, and his horns aren't fully grown. So Spyro isn't at his, full potential. Also, without sparks, he's basically a walking glass cannon. Fact, Spyro has fully flown before during certain stages. However, while on the ground, he only ever glides.
For Toothless, he is pretty much reliant on Hiccup for advice a lot of the time, and has a damaged tail. Also, unlike Spyro, his intelligence is far more animalistic, and he's a lot more gullible, falling into traps. Hell, this skinny little boy was able to catch him in one of these traps.
Overall, both characters are pretty agile and strong dragons, but their shortcomings do come to relying on others, and their imperfections due to either age or damaged limbs. Both of these characters are very similar young dragons, but not all dragons get along, so let's find out who's the best dragon.
It's rewind time!
Red, no.
And now, let's get ready for the fight. This battle will take place on Earth, and remember, there is no prep time. Let the battle begin!
Sparks? Sparks, resist Sparks. Sparks! Sparks, are you alright? You'll pay for this!
That was so cool! I knew my boy would pull through in the end!
Oh boy, Red sure is excitable about this. I'm not looking forward to the day her preferred character loses.
I'm sure it'll be fine. We do have a post-analysis to get to.
I swear, you watch Titanic and truly believe Jack will survive this time. Anyway, don't we have a post-analysis to get to?
So now we just have to explain why Spyro wins.
You may have raised a bit too many expectations for this one rewind. I mean, this was Blue Evolution Vegeta versus Krillin, Godzilla versus Totodile, Kenzie Reeves versus Victoria Cakes, KSI versus Logan Paul unscripted. Did Toothless have any upcomings to this fight, or was this just an expensive waste of time?
Well, Toothless did have better flight, which gave him more control over the battlefield, but that's really it.
Dicks out for Toothless, am I right?
Jokes! She finally has jokes! Wait, but Toothless can't fly without Hiccup. Hang on just a second there!
Right. Toothless could make sonic booms while skydiving, which should put him at supersonic, while Spyro could dodge lightning attacks from Melfor, putting him at Mach 290 or massively hypersonic.
There's also just a huge strength mismatch. Not only does Spyro have a feat of repairing an entire planet, but he even beats Toothless's plasma blasts.
Spyro's dark ether blasts can break down an opponent at an atomic level, being described as literally unmaking them, so Spyro pretty much had every advantage. Here, along with the fact that Toothless has a harder time fighting without Hiccup instructing him on what to do.
And with one dark ether blast, Toothless became lifeless.
Puns too, huh? Rewind, I think this kid's gonna be a keeper.
Making the winner of this Rumble, Spyro. On the next episode of Rewind Rumble.
Hey, this was fun and all, and I'd like doing it again, but I have to go now. Bye!
Well, this was fun and all, but my neighbor just texted me that shadow demons are TPing my floating mansion in space. Could you watch Mr. Yum Yums for me? Great! Good to know I have great friends like you I can count on.